Welcome back. Today we'll be talking about the Velez range from Paramo, and we're going to help you decide which one might be the right one for you. The Velez range is perfect for anyone who likes getting out into the outdoors. Whether you're mountain hiking or hill and walking, climbing or cycling, this jacket will have you covered. It'll help keep you dry while also keeping you cool and stop you overheating. So before we look at each of these jackets in more detail, let's just discuss how Paramo works for anyone who's new to it. Paramo works by using two different layers. The first one is the outer layer that you can see in front of you here, and it's the one that you can see on all of these jackets. What this does is it helps control directional water. So anything that is hitting the jackets, whether that's something that's splashed you or whether that's rain falling on you, and with help from a DWR coating, it helps shed as much of that water off as possible. Any water that then soaks through that layer is handled by the pump liner, which is directly underneath it. And this works very similarly to mammal hair, and it helps move moisture away from the body and out of the jacket where it can dry off in either the wind or the warmth. This doesn't just count for rain, it also helps reduce condensation and perspiration within the jacket, helping move any moisture that the body creates to the outer of the jacket where it can evaporate, helping keep you drier. That means that Paramo is still great in humid conditions, just like the UK. So beside me we have the Velez Jacket, and we're going to go into this one in a lot of detail, and some of those features are going to carry on to the other jackets, so we won't repeat ourselves on those, but we will still mention them. The Velez is a really good option for anyone that's looking for a very versatile jacket, and the choice you make depends on what you're going to be using it for and where you're going to be using it. The Velez Jacket has a really good feature set. So we've got first a fully adjustable hood. It's adjusted by two toggles at the front, one at the back, and we've got a nice rigid brim as well to keep it out of your face. We're seeing really high quality YKK zippers throughout. We've got one all the way down the main zip and then two on the pockets on the side. We're also seeing a two-way zip on this jacket, which means that if you are using this as a climbing jacket and you need to belay, you can unzip the bottom one and allow your belay loop to poke out while still being protected on the top portion of your body. In terms of ventilation, although Paramo breathes really well, it's nice to have a few options when it comes to getting some more air circulating in the jacket. So we see pit zips on the armpits. What makes them a little bit different on Paramo is that they're actually front facing, so that when you're walking and moving your arms, you're helping draw air into the jacket. It's a really cool little feature that Paramo have put on these jackets. It's a little bit different to traditional pit zip. These zips are locking as well, so when they're in one position, they don't move, so there's no way of them accidentally coming open if you're in really heavy rain. And in the other position, you could actually pull them open if you desire. As you make your way down, you'll be met with two pockets. If you unzip the first zip, you'll be met with another zip. So what you can actually do is open the first zip and allow the pockets to be vents to allow you a bit more air circulation. But if you want to store stuff in the pockets, you simply unzip the next set of zips, and it gives you somewhere to keep your stuff. We also have the option of unzipping this jacket completely and simply using the poppers that are on the jacket. This will allow a bit more ventilation, so if you're in a very humid or warm climate, where it's still a bit wet and a bit rainy, you can have a bit more airflow into the jacket along with the other vents we've spoken about and keep yourself a bit cooler. As we make our way down to the bottom of the jacket, we're met with a fully adjustable hem, which is handled by a toggle on one side of the jacket. Simple draw cord system that you pull tight to help cinch in the waist and keep you comfortable. As we make our way down the sleeves, we're met with a small reflective surface just to make you visible at night. And we're also met with a Velcro adjustable cuff as well. So very simple, just like you'd expect from many waterproof jackets. Piece of Velcro which you can tighten to make sure you get a really good fit around your arms. And that's simply because with a lot of these jackets, and we've spoken about in other waterproof jacket videos, when you extend your arms, these jackets are designed not to ride up. So the sleeves will feel a little bit long to start with, but by adjusting this Velcro cuff, you can make sure they stay secure. And finally, the cut of these jackets. So the Velez Smock, which we're going to look at in just a second, and the Velez Jacket come up with a slightly more boxy fit. They're not overly form-fitting. They give you a bit of room underneath, so if you want to put a few layers on, it's nice and easy. But they're not super tapered around your hips at all. The Evolution Smock, which we're going to look at the end of this video, is a slightly more tapered finish just because of its intended usage. It's a bit more orientated towards climbing and alpine use, so you're going to find that's a slightly closer fitting jacket. Next up we have the Velez Smock, which is very similar to the jacket we just looked at, but in a smock. We're seeing a centralised zip, which comes down to about halfway on the jacket, which allows you to get it on over your head, over a helmet, and doesn't restrict your ability to put this on when you've got other kit on. We've got our pit zips, which you've seen here and we spoke about with the previous jacket, and they work exactly the same. What we do get here is venting down the sides, so there's the option to unzip these two bottom bits here and give yourself a bit more ventilation while also staying protected on the front. And we've got a really nice big kangaroo pouch pocket on the front, which is great for storing maps and that kind of stuff. Slightly bulkier items that you maybe wouldn't be able to get in the pockets of a different jacket. As we move up to the hood, we're met with a very, very similar, if not identical hood, where we've got 3 points of adjustment, two at the front here, one at the back, and we've got a wide brim as well to help keep it out of your face. Then we've got our classic Paramo poppers and the ability as well to roll the hood away. Overall, the Smock kind of covers everything that the last Velez jacket did, but just in a slightly different version. If you prefer a Smock, then this is obviously the one for you, but if you prefer the ability to have a full zip and throw the jacket on without having to go over your head, then you're definitely looking more towards the Velez. Next up, we have something a little bit different, which might throw a bit of a spanner in the works. And here it is, the Paramo Velez Evolution Smock. So this is a step up from the Smock we were just looking at, which offers a little bit more versatility. So we're still getting all the features we know and love from the previous jackets we've looked at. We've got good venting options on the armpits here to allow the bellow into the jacket. We've got a really good adjustable hood with 3 points of adjustment and your wide brim. And we've also got a nice big kangaroo pocket, as well as 2 smaller pockets on the side. Where this jacket really stands out and where it's so different to the other two that we've looked at is the venting options, or the ways that you can wear it. So as you can see here, we've got 2 zips, one that runs down each side of the jacket. What this means is you can use these zips independently and allow for different styles of ventilation. The first one is if we unpop the little zip catchers. If you're getting warm and the rain has stopped, but you know it's on its way back, you can simply unzip the front of the jacket. You'll obviously have a t-shirt on underneath, and tuck the jacket down in, which allows a bit more breathability, a bit more ventilation on the top part of your body, while still keeping the rest of you protected. So if it's maybe a breezy day and you want a little bit of warmth, but you need some air circulation through the jacket, that gives you the option. The next one would be to unzip it all the way down and popper it up instead of using the zips. So you're still fully protected, and in the rain, the chance of any rain getting in there is very slim, but it gives you a bit more ventilation and breathability. So you've given yourselves a few little air gaps between the poppers, which is just going to allow more air into the jacket and keep you a little bit cooler if you're working hard. And we also have exactly the same way that we had with the last Smock, which is where you could unzip it from the bottom and allow some ventilation through the base of the jacket as well. So although this can look a little bit confusing and a little bit complicated when you look at it in the shop or online, it's actually quite simple. If you're someone who wants a jacket that can be used throughout the year and has lots of different options, is very versatile, then this is a really good option for you. In the colder months, you can obviously have it zipped up to the full and keep yourself nice and protected. But then in those warmer months, you've got a few different options to help keep you ventilated. That was a quick look at the Velez range from Paramo. A great option for anyone looking for a do-it-all jacket that's great in warm conditions and really breathable. If you've got any questions about the jackets you've seen here today, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. And as always, we'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. We'll catch you next time.